You know that feeling, right? You're scrolling through your feed and you see people who just seem to have it all. It feels like they were destined for luck, while you're just stuck. Well, today we're going to get into that. We're tackling one of life's biggest questions. Is life actually fair, and how much control do we really have over it?
All right, so let's start with that feeling deep in our gut, the one that just makes us look at the world and scratch our heads. I'm talking about the apparent, overwhelming unfairness of it all.
I mean, it's a question we've all asked ourselves a million times. You look around and see things that just don't add up. You try to find some kind of justice or logic, but it honestly feels like the universe is playing by a completely different set of rules. So let's break down what that really looks like.
It's such a universal feeling, isn't it? You see someone who was born with a silver spoon, or someone who just seems to breeze through life, and it's so easy to feel like you just lost some kind of cosmic lottery at birth. And that can make you feel frustrated, envious. You might even start blaming your parents, or where you grew up, or maybe even God. But what if there's a totally different way to look at all of this?
This brings us to a concept that honestly shifts the entire perspective. And this isn't about a religious belief, not really. The source material we're looking at presents it as a universal law, just like gravity. It's the law of cause and effect.
Now, this law is often called karma. But let's get something straight right now. This is not about some cosmic judge in the sky punishing you for bad deeds. Our source material uses a really great phrase for it, tabor tuai, which literally means sowing and reaping. It's that simple. What you plant, you will eventually harvest. It's a completely neutral, natural law of the universe. The things we experience are simply the consequences of our own actions.
And this right here, this quote gets to the absolute heart of the idea. The circumstances of our life, today, what we call our destiny, they aren't random. According to this framework, they're the fruits that have finally ripened from seeds we planted in previous lives. This totally shifts our perspective from feeling like victims to something much more empowering.
So, here's the crucial takeaway. If our present is the result of our past actions, that means we are the ones in the driver's seat. This idea builds this profound sense of personal responsibility. So let's really dig into what that means.
This is a total game changer. It suggests that our destiny isn't handed down to us by some external force, but it's a direct creation of our own past actions, our thoughts, our intentions. All of a sudden, the blame game just stops. Now, it's a heavy idea for sure, because it means we can't point fingers anymore. But you know what? It's also incredibly freeing. So, how does that work if we can't even remember our past lives?
Well, the source material calls this the Rekaman Jiwa, or the soul's record. Think of your soul like a cosmic hard drive. You don't consciously remember every single thing you've ever done, action by action, but all the data from your past lives, every action, every intention is stored there. And the consequences of that data, both the good and the bad, are what show up in your current life.
Okay. This is the big one. I know you're thinking it, because this is the question that trips everybody up. If karma is a real thing, why do we see corrupt people living in absolute luxury while kind, hardworking people can't seem to catch a break? It seems to completely fly in the face of this whole sowing and reaping idea.
To understand this, let's use a great analogy from our source. When you plant a mango seed, you don't get a full-grown mango tree the next day, right? It needs time. It might take years. Well, karma works the exact same way. A major action, whether it's good or bad, is like planting a seed. It might take many, many lifetimes for that seed to mature and for your soul to be ready to handle the harvest. So that corrupt person you see enjoying wealth today, they might just be harvesting the good seeds they planted a long, long time ago. And all their bad seeds, well, they're still underground, just waiting for their time to sprout. So, if our destiny is basically the harvest of our past, how are we supposed to deal with it? Especially the tough parts. Turns out there are two very different approaches, and understanding the difference is absolutely key to moving forward.
On one hand, you have what's called pasra, or resignation. This is a totally passive, negative energy. It's the mindset of just giving up, saying, well, this is my fate, there's nothing I can do. This just leads to bitterness, and you guessed it, plants more bad seeds for the future. But then, on the other hand, there's manirima, which is acceptance. This is an active, neutral energy. The mindset here is totally different. It's, okay, this is my harvest. What is it here to teach me? And that approach is what leads to growth and opens the door to actually changing your future.
And that leads us to the most empowering part of this entire framework. Because while we absolutely have to face the harvest from our past, we have complete, 100% control over the seeds we're planting right here, right now.
Let's break this down.
On one side, we have what the Source calls takdir, or your destiny. Think of this as the unchangeable harvest from your past. It's your starting point, the family you're born into, the body you have. You have to face it to accept it. But on the other side, we have nasib, or your fortune, and this is entirely in your hands. It's the collection of seeds, your actions, your thoughts, your intentions, that you are planting today. That is what you have the power to change.
So, to just boil it all down into one simple idea, your past created the unchangeable circumstances you're facing in this present life. That's your destiny. But your actions in this very moment are creating the circumstances of your future. That's your fortune. You are always, always at the point of creation.
And that leaves us with the most important question of all, the one that this entire explainer has been building towards. I want you to just look at your thoughts, your words, your actions right now. Forget about the past you can't change. The only thing that truly matters is this one question. What seeds are you planting today?